Good evening. Welcome back to Lonely Mountains Downhill. We still have a few expert challenges to do, but I want to start with Trail 4 Firwood Cliffs, the Explorer Challenge. So yeah, by now you know the drill, just no time pressure. We just have to cross the finish line. I think I want to stick with the grasshopper for these explorer challenges. Although maybe, these more difficult mountains maybe they will already be a bit too difficult for the grasshopper. Too much heavy impacts. Okay, small drop, sharp corner, another small drop. For once, I actually want to try and explore a bit. Can go through here. Need to sprint a bit more. Takes us there. Okay. Not really sure that's such a great shortcut. I don't know how I crashed or why I crashed. Okay, checkpoint 3. In fact, maybe this is as good a time as any to already look for the resting spot. I'm curious what's up here. This takes us all the way around. Over this ridge, wherever that goes. Might not be able to get the speed for that jump. Oh no, you can make it. This is very confusing. And once again, I have no recollection whatsoever of this trail. Even though I'm sure I've played it before. But now that I think of it, and I didn't think of this last time when I was asking myself the same question. Because the trails from last video also didn't seem familiar at all. So it is possible that I never played this trail, and that in the previous playthrough on Switch I just skipped it and went straight for the next mountain. Okay, a bit close. I am keeping an eye out for the rest spots, but it's possible I missed it. Because I decided to keep an eye open when we were already partway down Oops. Wait, 'cause there was a potential shortcut. But a pretty difficult one. It's a very tight turn. Much tighter than it looks. Okay, I'm gonna have to brake. Are you supposed to land on the side? Okay, maybe this is not the best idea. Yeah, no. Let's try that on a different bike. It's a pretty fun trail, I have to say. Yeah, that's the landing of the shortcut we just tried. I think I just fell because I was rolling backwards, which you can't really do in this game. No, that's a landing again. I am exploring, it's just not the best bike to explore on. Oh, I was not paying attention to the rider. Okay, this is the camp. It's fairly short, but fairly difficult. Okay, what are the beginner? There's only one beginner challenge. 2 minutes 10 or less for a bike part. I'm thinking Trailblazer. The only real weak point of this bike is the low sprint. But we really don't need to sprint here pretty much ever. I'm sure there's a way to bypass that. Where do you go from here? You have to go more this way and then bounce down. I'm wondering, no, we did survive. Could have tried that shortcut we took across the ridge, but I realized too late. No. I was too busy looking where the upper path would go. But it's kind of difficult to aim. It's possible we're not gonna make it. Oh no, I went the wrong way. That's very deceptive. Oops. Because you can go left or right, but you're really supposed to go left. And I think we are gonna make it. Yeah. Sweet. That's a bike part. I don't know how many we have, to be honest. Expert challenges 1 minute 50, which is 10 seconds faster than we were before. 15 crashes or fewer, that's pretty easy. 9 crashes or fewer. Well, I'll leave them all checked for the next run, but I'm gonna focus on the time challenge. Oh, wait. Right, because we have this checked, we have to use the Pacebreaker. Fine, I'll try. It is a much faster bike, so maybe we can get the 1 minute 50. Apologies for the voice. It's a bit croaky by design in a way. Whoa, Jesus. But you know, I just had a piece of cake for dessert, and like, sugary foods and stuff, they tend to not be great for the voice. Nope. Terrible. I wonder how you're supposed to do this. Or if it's anything at all. Nope. Maybe something like that. Although it's too big a drop, it seems. Yeah. This is pretty tough. I've been taking pretty different routes in each run so far, which doesn't help in terms of memorization. Okay, forget the time. I'm gonna try and still go for the 15 crashes. Which means slowing down just a bit. You really don't need to sprint for jumps on this bike. Except maybe that one. Oops. Try not to fall. one of the 3 challenges complete. Apologies if you can hear the noise in the background. It's probably Rucola freaking out. She tends to get the zoomies in the evening. Okay, so let's try again. Trailblazer. We have 4 bike parts, and we need 6 for the boar. Okay, nice. Quite a bit faster. I think that's a valid shortcut, but that might not be. Looks like you can do it. I'm just terrible at aiming. Yeah, forget about that. I don't see a way immediately to do this section faster. Or this one, because it's very narrow. And this is also not ideal. This is a tough one. I think I should have kept going, but it's fine. That was not fine. I think that's the better way to go, but yeah. This really doesn't feel optimal. I think I am a bit faster on most checkpoints, so there is a chance. I want to try that shortcut. It's a very deceptive turn. How do you do this? Surely it has to be possible. No, I have to land higher up. But how? Unless maybe you're supposed to aim for the grassy ledge and not for the brown part. And I can't make that jump. Okay, forget it. Seconds. Okay, nice. another bike part, which makes 5 total. Yeah, I'm gonna give this one more shot because I know I can do it with 9 crashes or fewer. I will approach this as if I'm doing the free rider. Which I will try to do after this. I know that's gonna suck just a bit. Oops. A bit risky. And unnecessarily so. Okay, first crash. That was just clumsy. This is taking a bit more focus. I always cut that jump a bit too short. I think we should be good. So now it's just across the river, over that tree, and then we're basically there. Cool. Extravaganza. Now I'm curious. Okay, pink and purple. I don't know, I'm still too used to the voodoo outfit. Phantom, it's kind of nice, and it matches my pants, helmet and shoes. But this matches my shirt and socks. Yeah, let's try the Phantom. So this expert challenge we can't do. We can do the free rider. I think I'm still missing resting points on at least 1 or 2 other tracks. 2 out of 4, which logically means we're missing the resting points on trails 3 and 4. So yeah, I will try the free rider on trail 4. Definitely Trailblazer. I know it's possible in one attempt, but there are a few points in the trail that don't really feel familiar yet. And that I've just forgotten about. I don't know why I keep making this shortcut, even though I always forget. As always, just slow your roll. Especially this section. Oh. Okay. Try not to rush. Because it's always tempting to want to rush up to the point where you crashed. This turn is kind of scary because your view is completely blocked. Okay, so try to sprint as much as you can on these jumps. Especially on the second one. Or third one. Wait. Yeah, this one. No. I got confused. I think the first one where you go left is the one where we crashed. I thought there was the one after that. Don't freak out in places where otherwise you wouldn't freak out. Okay, sweet. Night mode unlocked. This requires the javelin. 2 minutes 40. 2 minutes 50 with 9 crashes or fewer with mandatory Trailblazer. So it has to be doable on that bike. It's just going to be difficult. But I will give it a try. I'm going to uncheck this one. Although I don't think there's a reason not to have them both checked. Okay, it's already quite a bit faster. I'm gonna be as aggressive as I dare. Not like that. Down here, I'd say. Although it's a bit iffy. Should have gone left. Yo. How did I make that? Yeah, it's very much slower. Because I should have gone left. Not doing as great. Was kind of a promising start. Through here, underneath the tree. This is rough with so little sprint. Very slow. Nope, I messed up. Okay, that felt like cheating. Yeah, no. I guess that is a valid shortcut. And here I want to go left. I always get stuck there. Okay, that worked out. This is a very tough trail. Because I always forget where I can and can't go. Surely there has to be a more consistent shortcut. And then maybe like that, I really don't know. Slower. Yeah. That's probably the way to go, but it's a bit dicey because I'm not used to it yet. Come on. And this is just too slow of a route to take. Okay, that's not gonna do it. I'm convinced there are big shortcuts which I don't even know about. Tiny bit slower. What happened? No, I thought there was a different one. I want to see if I can get the time at least. Must be somewhere around here. I think this is the shortcut that saved us like 10 seconds. Here I have to go straight through the grass, not into the rock. Okay, a bit sketchy. I don't know where I'm going. Slower. I'm not gonna take that shortcut. I should go through here. This is not great. 6.5 seconds. How is that possible? I really, really can't memorize this bit. Okay, and here I just have to try and get this. Unless I go here. Okay, maybe this is the way. Come on. Just how? It's so easy to just fly off. Okay, we got the time, we didn't get the crashes. In fact, we had 8 crashes too many. I'm gonna give it one last shot. That was so bad. Okay, that's acceptable. Here, left. Smoothly down there. I think I have to worry less about the slower sections. Because we had several seconds to spare, like maybe 10 or so. So even if I am a bit slower through that, you know, the really difficult bit, this one, come on. The main thing is just to not fall, really. Okay, and then here. No. Although no. Oh, I'm an idiot. Because I went through here. Okay, a bit close. But I think we got this. Yes. 2:35. Very pleased with that. I wasn't focusing on the 2:40 time, and I just realized now that we also got that one. Okay. 2 minutes 10, which is only 3 seconds faster than the fastest time. If we can accomplish this, we can unlock the Boar, which would be very good. I forget if the Trailblazer or the Pacebreaker would be better for this, so just have to try. Right, this one. Definitely Trailblazer. A bit slow. It's not a good start. Maybe that's not worth it, but really. Yo, forgot. No, it's not gonna do it. I want to see, because I forget. It doesn't say what time I got the 2 minutes 13 with. Maybe it was the Pacebreaker. But I very much doubt it. So I'm going to stick with the Trailblazer. A little bit slower. We can crash as many times as we want. Always at the last rock. Slower. Come on. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the Pacebreaker. This is not really a trail with a lot of good shortcuts from what I remember. A lot of it is just following the trail, where you have to be as fast as possible, which you can only really do on the Pacebreaker. Yo. Well, okay, we're not really much faster. In fact, mostly were slower. Right in here, I'm sure there's a faster way. It's very easy to get turned around. Okay, that was faster. Quite a bit. So I just have to remember which shortcuts matter the most. Oops. Down to the wire. Okay. Whew. With 1.5 seconds to spare. Okay. This one required the boar. So we've done all the possible expert challenges. And before I forget, I always forget where you unlock bikes. So I am gonna keep going a bit longer because I want to try and find the resting points on these two trails. So let's go explore. We will unlock the boar. Nice. So now we should be able to do the remaining challenges in the Greater Horn, the first mountain. We haven't finished Trail 3 with the Pacebreaker yet. So let's try to find the rest spot on that one. Maybe not the best choice, but you know, we have to be careful on the bike, and we have to be careful with, you know, not missing the rest point. It's not very easy to go slow on this bike. I think this was the wrong choice, if I'm really honest. I really have no idea where the rest spot could be. I'd always say that every time I'm looking for one. But it is true. Is there anything? No. I think it's gonna be in some stupid place where you would never look. I mean, it's not going to be here, I hope. No. And I'm an idiot, because I should have gotten the checkpoint first. Okay. Now I can backtrack a bit, because this seems very suspicious. I have a hunch it might be here, because I'm sure I've never been here before. Oh. Yeah, I guess that was just an interesting shortcut. I have a feeling I didn't see everything there is to see there. But I did. I don't think there was anything on the left there. No, that just led to there. Unless that is the rest spot. No. Okay. At least we are checking off some spots where it might have been. No. How do you get there? I suspect it's gonna be somewhere up on the right where there was that kind of big shortcut. Wait. Just to make sure. No. Anything here? No. Alright, it's gonna be tough. Where could it be? Not down here. Not down here, I assume. No. Then I genuinely don't know. There's nothing here. Kind of a cool move. And here we're pretty much at the bottom, where it could still be, I suppose. Not anywhere here. And this, I think, is too close to the finish line. I really don't know. I really don't want to look any of this up, because it shouldn't be overly difficult. But I am tempted to look it up. It's not here, no. And yeah, this is the finish. Just making sure, well, as sure as I can. So now I'm getting stubborn because I really want to find it. At least the one on this trail. The only place I can think of is a bit further down where there was that. Okay, I don't know. Where you could go right up onto a ridge. I should have switched bikes. And in fact I am. So trail 3, Explorer. Let's take the Boar out for a spin. To be honest, I thought this bike would fare better. I couldn't physically turn around. No. It's not a very good first impression. It's not taking impact as well as I thought it would. Okay. So down here, there wasn't really anything. Not down there either. Down here also no. Come on. I'm having a bit of an off day. No, there's nothing there. Okay, up here. No, that just takes us down. Could it be there? It's a very awkward place to stop. Which does make it the perfect spot. But it's not. No. For a moment I got optimistic. Definitely wasn't here. There's nothing on the right. It wouldn't be that well hidden. No, it's not gonna be it. I really don't know. sometimes it's not necessarily an obvious location. Or so I tell myself. Is there anything here? No. This seems ideal. And I haven't... I doubt I can even make it up here. But I don't remember ever coming down this path. So if anything, if I can make it up here, at least I'll know where it starts. Oh. Interesting. Is this here? No. Where the heck? I'm thoroughly confused. Surely it can't be that hard to find. I'm very much puzzled by that, the path we went up. I couldn't even see where you have to jump from to land there. I'll be honest, I'm going slightly insane. I understand they're supposed to be somewhat difficult to find, but this seems a bit excessive. I know, just looking for excuses. We went up to the right. That's not where it was. Anything here? Unlikely, because I can't even see. That was also not where it was. It's very dangerous, just assuming that I've seen all there is to see. Wait, is there a checkpoint here so I can explore a bit further? Because this for sure is not it. Where does this go? Oh, thank you, Jesus. Phew. Okay, now I can finish the run, maybe. I know I don't have to. I will finish the run just for good measure. But now I can finish the run with peace of mind. I'm not gonna try and look for the one on Trail 4. I'll have to wait till next time. I keep thinking the finish is before the last checkpoint, because you're in that marshy bit, but then there's another non-marshy bit, and then you get to this marshy bit which has the finish line. Okay, that will definitely be it for this one. Next time we have to do or try this one, which is the trail we just did. 2 minutes 20 or less with 7 crashes. I think that should be doable. They're all doable, but I think that should be not too difficult. And this one is Geronimo. So we'll do that one challenge. We will look for the resting point on Trail 4. I am quickly gonna check the Greater Horn, because this is a boar challenge. Should be pretty easy. Pacebreaker, javelin, which we don't have, and this one. So yeah, we can try these. I'm not really sure about what order I want to do things in generally, because I like to complete as much as I can, before moving on to the next mountain. But there is also still a lot of the night mode stuff. Freerider here. Freerider. Nothing. I don't know why I never tried the freerider challenges on these two trails in night mode. It's possible I just forgot. So yeah, I'll decide next time what we will do, but definitely that resting point in Redmore Peaks. That is going to be it for this one. As always, thank you very much for watching and for listening, and I will talk to you next time. Bye bye.